Hello and welcome again. This is the fourth video in the third unit. This video's lecture series is being done is intended for the SNS College of Technology third year aerospace students for their course on robotics and automation. Let's keep moving now. This is the third unit syllabi is here, and let us see what. Last class, I think we have last video we have discussed about the bearings and how the bearing specification is to be mentioned. Okay, we looked at the bearing type, the series, the bore size, etc. Now that has been given as the number for the bearing. Now, we will in this video we will move on to the different types of material handling systems. Okay. Now, what is material handling? Material handling is a function of moving the right material to the right place at the right time, in the right amount, in sequence, and in the right condition to minimize the production cost. All these happens within the industry. Okay. Now, any slip in any of these right way of doing, you're going to incur a larger cost. It is also defined as the art and science of moving, packing, and storing of substances in any form. Now, what are the principles of material handling? First, you will have to plan all the material handling and storage activities to obtain the maximum and overall operating efficiency. There is always a scope for trying to do it much better. You will have to plan the whole thing out. System flow. How does it move from point A to point B? Integrate as many handling activities as is practical into a coordinated system of operations covering the vendor, receiving storage, production, inspection, packaging, warehousing, shipping, transportation, and to the customer. Now, this is the system's flow, where the raw material is at one end and the finished good on the other, and it goes to the reaches the customer. Towards this entire cycle, the material is being handled. At every point of the every stage of handling of this material, the planning has to be done, and at any point in time, we'll have to understand that we'll have to keep the cost also in mind, and we'll have to ensure that the cost is as low as possible. Material flow, provide an operation sequence and equipment layout, optimizing the material flow. And the fourth one is the simplification. Simplify the handling by reducing or eliminating or combining unnecessary movements or equipment. Now, trying to turn orient it, etc., all that is going to be avoided because either you will have to bring down the time, and the time is again is in terms of the money also. Okay, so handling must be as simple as possible. Okay. Now, we must always use gravity to material handling wherever practical. Now, I have even seen certain buildings after the rubbles, etc. The something the waste that has been used in the 10th floor. Now, if you have to bring that whole thing down, in it is going to cost a lot of things. Now, they have a kind of a chute, okay, where they just push all the garbage into that, and then the whole thing comes sliding down. So wherever gravity is there, you possible make use of the gravity. It you don't have to pay anything for that. Okay. Then space utilization, make optimum utilization of the building cube. You will have to stack it higher, etc. That is what they mean. That unit size, increase the quantity, size, and or weight of the unit load or flow rate. If you increase the maximize the unit size, quantity, etc., then you will be able to pack in a large amount of material to be handled. Mechanization, use mechanization handling operations wherever possible. Okay, so industrialization really calls for using a lot of material handling equipments, and mechanization will bring in the cheaper method of handling the parts. Automation, provide automation to introduce production, handling, and storage functions. Okay, so wherever you want to handle these materials, etc., try to use mechanization is one, and automation is the other. Equipment selection, you will have to be very careful about which equipment you are using, and then consider all the aspects of the material handled, the movement and the life of the part, how fast it has to go and reach, and all that, as we had discussed in the slide number 1 of what is material handling. Standardize the handling methods as well as types of and sizes of the handling equipment, so that setting etc. will not be there. If a robo or something else has to hold it, then making of a fixture or a holding equipment, if it is standardized, if the distance is standardized, then redoing it or resetting it every time that you want to handle it doesn't call for. Adaptability, use methods and equipment that can be best perform a variety of tasks and applications when special purpose equipment is not justified. Okay, so here what they are trying to say is, if I am, it should be adaptable to something else. I have used a particular a handling device for a purpose, and I should also be able to use it for the other purpose also, by trying to slightly moving it as minimum as possible, and try to adapt it to another component, another size of component also. Dead weight, reduce the ratio of dead weight of mobile handling equipment to load carried. Plan for optimal utilization of the handling equipments and the manpower. Now, maintenance, plan for preventive maintenance and schedules and repairs of the all handling equipments. Okay, this is where all our condition monitoring, etc., all that comes up, and you should replace obsolete handling methods and equipment when more efficient methods of equipment will improve the operations. Control, use the material handling activities to improve the control of the production, inventory, and order handling. Use the handling equipment to achieve the desired production capacity. At one side, the planning of the material handling device itself is to be taken into account the production rate that is required. Performance. Determine the effectiveness of handling performance in terms of the expense per unit handle. Okay, every unit that you're going to handle. Now, for example, if it is a courier company, the charges are directly proportional to the handling, the transport, everything, all put together, including the profit that is required. So these kind of cost consciousness is very much required. Safety, provide suitable methods for and equipment methods and equipment for safe handling. Okay, so this is about the principles of material handling. We will continue with the same topic in our next video. Okay, thank you till until we meet. Bye bye.